good evening, good morning, whatever this is for you guys. I think I should be live right now. I'm sorry, I haven't been streaming for a while, so here we are. Just a couple minutes in, we have to figure out if the sound is correct. I think I gotta make this a little lower over here, and we're doing a little technical technology check. So please, if you can hear me, if you can see me, if you can listen, whatever, put it down in the chat. I need to know if you can catch me. And if this is gonna work. Also, I should post this that I'm live. Let's have a look. Hello there. Can you see and hear me? I just gotta check with my phone. Anyways, we're gonna have a wonderful watch along today on YouTube here with the InZOI showcase, which is just about to start. So let's have a little look how this is turning out to be. So let's have a look if I'm live. I'm just gonna check out. Yes, it is. We should be. Yup, hearing you now. Okay, that looks good. Yes, I'm live. That is fantastic. Fantastic this is. Alright, let's... This is not my music, by the way. Let's actually check the link and put this on every channel available. Alrighty, there you go. Oh gosh, I'm so excited, guys. This is gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Can't wait to share so much with you in the early access of this game. And man, this is gonna be such a good game. Also, just about a couple minutes ago, this is my first video, like my review of the playtest 1, is the first video that has ever surpassed 400,000 views on my channel. That is ridiculous. So yeah, well, let's just really put this down. We are live now. Let's do it that way. And add everyone. Bam! There you go. Also, I could potentially. There's Kyun.
Hello, my name is Hyungjun Kim, or K-jun, the director and producer of InZOI.
We have to first of all have a look
literally
how we do
means,
this
"Are you
with
well?"
the sound. But
lot
first
of
of all,
you are watching
I'll be quiet for a
this
moment until we
showcase.
see what is going to
You
happen.
send me a round of applause to cheer me as I try to go through this
All right,
presentation.
I gotta.
First, thank you for celebrating InZOI's early access launch with us. We'd appreciate your support as we take our difficult first steps. The video you saw gave you a peek into this set on stage. This set looks just like this place looks in-game. It's the AR library from InZOI, and it's a space where a Zoi is sent when they pass away. InZOI is a life simulation game that captures life itself.
All right,
journey from
I'm
birth.
gonna do this. I'm gonna go and mute this a little bit as soon as I will jump in, just so it's not gonna be so confusing for you guys. So why do we do this watch along? So basically, I've been in contact with InZOI and Crafton for a while now, and they invited me to co-stream this wonderful showcase tonight because you know, they already announced to me that there will be some very cool announcements today. And also, as you know, I've been part in the first playtest, which has been a couple of months ago, which I'm also still delighted that I've been having the chance to play this game a lot. And this very man in front of us over here, Kyun, I've been talking to him during Gamescom, and a couple of things that have been put into the game, basically down to me, because we've been discussing for quite a couple minutes, actually half an hour or so. And that was fun, and he's been the most polite and very much open person to ever exist. It's so good. And it's been very much fun to talk to him. And I can't wait to see what they're doing. They really are on it. They mean it when they want to do a game like that. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where they push this game. So let's have a little listen.
Games in this genre with the latest graphics. Without hesitation, I took on the challenge of creating one myself.
Mr. Scottish.
In InZOI, AR company
Oh, by the way,
manages virtual
because you have it on
simulation
screen right
worlds
now,
known as
I'm gonna take over here for a second. So, for those of you who don't know what InZOI is, this is a game basically competing with The Sims. Like, I think that's the easiest thing to say, but it's fully built on Unreal Engine, and it's been the potentially most ambitious competitor of The Sims out there. I don't know. On my radar, it's been for like about 2 years or so. And the game has so many things that come in very like surprisingly, I should say. It's built on a bit of a nicer storyline, as you can tell. You are part of the AR company, and the AR company is kind of like a kind of a heavens inspired company that is spiritually guiding the InZOIs around, and you've got full access to the world via the iPad, and the iPad is basically the tool that lets you enjoy that. Anyways, let's go in here. Oh gosh, it's so good, guys. I can't tell you.
These people you see on screen are the brave colleagues who took on this bold challenge with me. Thanks
So,
to their dedication,
If you
I was able
don't
to
know,
bring the games.
basically Krafton, obviously the company behind PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, for example, a
And
big
even at
Korean
this very
company,
moment, they
and
continue to
they
give their
took
best.
this ambitious project. And talking to them, and also being in the Discord, they really know the scale of what they're doing. So yeah, it's a very ambitious project, obviously.
Next, let me introduce the creators behind the real movements, voices, and the music of InZOI.
Let's have a look.
배우 정용현입니다.
My name is Heather Moore.
오디오 관련 총괄 이혜진입니다. 오늘 연주한 곡은 인게임 들어가시기 전에
By the way, is it loud enough, guys? If I have it on loudest, can you hear what is on screen? I mean, we do have the subtitles, but let's still quickly check up.
실생활의 자연스러운 움직임과 게임적 고용의 게임 같은 느낌의 중간점을 찾는 그 조율점이 사실 좀 쉽지 않았던 것 같아요.
It's very funny to do things that maybe are private. Going to the restroom. You can die of embarrassment, of hunger. Fun experience that you can live in, play, and share with others.
파이팅 하십시오. 감사합니다.
This also, by the way, it's a bit of a a thing, but they are all
Since
so
this genre
polite.
involves role playing,
It's so
I'll continue with this recruitment theme for this presentation. Before you decide to join us, it's only fair that I introduce you to InZOI, right? So let's go through each of these focuses one by one.
Oh god, and I can tell you, it's looking like that, and it's gonna be
InZOI strives
very
to
fun
create
to
not
see
only
what they
realistic
integrate
graphics,
into
but
the
also
game.
a
It's very
realistic
quiet. Okay,
simulation.
I'm gonna check if I can
In spring, flowers bloom.
improve
In
that.
autumn, the leaves turn red. In winter, they fall and snow begins to move around. We have developed seasonal changes and interactions, so when it snows, players can decorate for winter and throw festive parties. Characters must wear weather-appropriate clothing. If it's too hot or too cold,
Oh yeah, for the Planet Zoo
they can
fans
catch a
out there
cold
at Planet
or
Coaster,
fall ill
yes,
and die.
they will be wearing stuff according to
Changes
weather.
in weather also affect the emotions
know?
of Zois, leading to new and unexpected events. InZOI allows players to change background as they see fit.
Oh god, look at that.
And to interact with crowds in various ways, such as talking, helping, or complimenting
Okay,
them.
just a quick note here. I've been reading all the comments on the InZOI playtest review so far, and I think one of the biggest themes in the comments was that the game kind of looks lifeless and doesn't follow a certain art direction, which is funnily enough something I can't really tell, because in this realism, obviously, you have a bit of a different one, but they really did a great job of capturing this essence. And apparently, as it's been a scrapped down beta, that was not really too much going on. But there is so much in this game. Oh, this is so cool. Wait.
Within InZOI. In the past, content creation was limited to companies or professionals with specialized equipment. But
Oh my
today,
God.
anyone can easily create content, leading to a surge in diverse and exciting content.
Oh my God, that one is
Similarly,
scary.
in the world of InZOI, we wanted to embed creative tools that allow everyone to create with ease. You can generate 3D objects from single images and also use them as furniture or
This, by the
decorative
way, is going
items.
to be one of the biggest
You can
NVIDIA
even make
AI
them
showcases.
earrings
As you
and
can see,
attach
they
them
have so
to your
many
earring.
AI tools in here that are crazy. You can take a picture, import stuff, and then use that as fashion, for example, as you've seen. You can import
Try
your
replacing
gestures,
interactive objects or existing
and you can then
furniture
put these
in the
objects
game
in.
with
Look
the
at that.
3D
This is,
objects
you
you've
have,
created
it's
using the
just
3D
crazy.
printer.
It's obviously
Here
not
you see my
perfect, you
character
know,
replacing
but
a
it will
punching
be
bag.
improving over time. By the way, this character, we all have seen the One Piece. I mean, you can see the
You could also
influence,
take
right?
a single image to
This
create
is so
poses.
cool. Howdy,
So when you
Movie. Good
play
evening. By the
InZOI,
way,
if
hello
you
everyone
have
in
a
chat.
pose that
I'm
you
such
want
an
to
impolite
add,
person, but
you
it's
could just
deep in the
import your
night,
photo.
so I haven't really seen you. Also, just a little information. I will be live for about an hour or
If you have
so.
any
The
videos of
showcase
yourself
may be a tad
dancing,
bit
then you
longer,
can
and
put
I
those
will
into
guide you over
InZOI
then,
to make the
because I
Zois
just,
dance
I need to
like
sleep
you
at
are
some
in the
point.
video.
Well, to be fair, Kane, the AI tools in this game, they're all developed by Krafton themselves in
Facial capture
in
that we
cooperation
introduced
with
previously
NVIDIA, all locally
is now
on the
joined
game.
with camera motion
It is
capture,
so
which is in
freaking cool
development.
to see
It's been
because it
included as an
is the
experimental
first
feature
thing
in
I've seen in
Stealth.
games that is
Still a work in
really,
progress,
really,
but if you
really
can be patient
useful.
with us,
You can also
we
see
need
this
to
is
challenge ourselves and improve the
motion capture from your camera, which is again super crazy for virtual influencers as well. But then also you have the smart Zoe, as we've seen in some videos already, that are
I'm
guided by
more of an
AI.
introvert, so I'm
So
not
it's
the most
kind of
socially
crazy.
active person. But I believe that relationships are one of the most important aspects of life. In InZOI, if you make a Zoe and select traits, that determines your chemistry with others. This means that romance and friendships will naturally develop with
Bam!
compatible
That
people,
one was
while
relationships
relationships with
hefty.
incompatible ones might be more challenging. Family relationships in particular are incredibly important.
Jesus,
Just like
the
in real
graphics is
life, raising a
crazy.
baby is tough, and the bond between parents and children will influence a child's relationships as they grow. By the way, if any of you have a baby or a child, remember that they grow up incredibly fast. You'll miss these days, so cherish them.
Oh, the interaction is there. Look at that. This is so cool. This has been something. Oh my God, look at that! I'm just seeing my little son about to grow. I mean, he's 4 months old. Okay, so my little son is 4 months old. Maybe I will
That
hear
said,
him in
in
about
InZOI,
half an hour.
You
So,
don't have to
you know,
take life too seriously.
and having being hungry, I guess. But for me, it's
okay
2 a.m.
to
at the
yell
moment.
or get angry in the game.
So I've been sleeping already quite a bit,
Go out
and this is
into the
also why I'm just
streets,
doing an
gather
hour.
a
But my little
crowd,
one, so
show
that's the
off
good
your
thing. He's
outfit,
about to get awake
play an
in a bit
instrument,
anyway, so it's not like unusual
or
for me
you
at the
could sing
moment
at
to
the
get
top
up
of
at
your
this
lungs.
time. So that was very fitting.
Just like in real life, someone might send you a message on social media criticizing or praising your style.
So about this, guys, yes, there is an in-game social media, and the other Zois will be using this and sending you also stuff over. You can even become an influencer in-game, so it can basically become your job to be an influencer in the city you play. That is so freaking good. Again, there is a lot in this showcase I have no idea about, because there is, oops, oh my God, I hit my microphone. It's a Rudi stream. I hit my microphone, so yeah. And you know, this game is going into go into early access, so they will be keeping up with this game and improving. Kyun himself, the man on screen, said that it will take about 10 years up until his complete vision may be done. And obviously, the Unreal Engine and this type of game will allow them to, you know, keep on going on this basis. But yeah, let's have a look
And
what else.
ensure
is on.
that we shape InZOI into a game they truly love. That's why we're moving forward with our original plan, launching early access and refining the game together through direct communication with our players. The InZOI team will continue working hard to improve each aspect of the game.
Oh my
step
God,
by
hold
step.
on! This is
We'll
the
never
new
give up,
Hyundai.
and we'll keep developing.
There's my
ambitious-
car, guys. There's my car. This is my
It's a bit
car.
sad that we still can't take family photos.
They're driving in my car, or at least there has been literally my car. Wait, hold on. There was the that's the Inster, and the there was the wait, hold on. There it is. This is the Hyundai Ioniq 5, exactly in my color. I didn't know they have Hyundai in game. I mean, it's a Korean company, but hold on, I can have my
And
own
they have a
car.
percentage of
How cool is
complete
that?
the game is to the side for the early
That is the
access
brand
mode.
new
far as the motion
Hyundai
capture
Inster.
features,
It's like
still
the
also have a long
small
way to go
car.
before
I've had
it's
an
worth
eye
it.
on that. If my second car will get broke,
But no one gets everything right from the start, right?
just kind of needs expensive repair. It has to be replaced.
city
That's
is
one I look
already in
up to. And we have the Hyundai Ioniq
and we're
5
continuously improving
as
it
our
by
daily
adding
driver for like
more
4
tools
years
to it.
now. That's so
We're
cool.
also researching
My own car
AI-driven
in
automatic
game.
building,
It's getting better and better.
and we are working on optimizing tall structures. You
Ooh,
can
look
build
at that
tall
new
structures
city.
with
It's
the early
finally in, the
access
beach
build,
city.
but that
I've
lags
seen
the
that in the
game.
playtest, but as coming soon. So, yeah.
Working on
Oh, we
making
can
it
also
possible
build
for you to build 30-story
skyscrapers.
buildings.
They
We'll
said that it's
continue
gonna be limited
communicate
to,
with
I
you,
think, what was that, 30
make
stories or
improvements
so?
together,
Yeah,
so that
so
InZOI
crazy.
will be remembered as a truly great life simulation game. But making an informed decision is important, so we've taken the time to prepare another demo for you.
Ooh. Wait, hold on. Demo time. Oh gosh, look at that. Dang it. It's on the highest quality, right? Yeah, it is. Okay. Dream it, build it, live it. Oh my god. So, look at that, guys. There is going to be a demo for a couple days now.
So as you've seen in the video, the focus area for this demo is the character customization and build mode. So please take the time to fully
Ooh.
experience it and enjoy InZOI.
Oh, you can have that now from
I
today on, if I see that correctly, depending a little bit on the time frame. For 5 days, you can have access to, and me too, access to the creative mode again of creating a ZOI and creating, it seems like a room, which may be the first time that everyone has access to the room feature. And I gotta say, the building mode potentially has been the best I've ever experienced. Like the building mode in this game, and I've tested basically every competitor approach of The Sims and The Sims, and none of it was ever so good and so filled with unique ideas, and it's so good. Then, may I have the notice? No, maybe they didn't talk about the price yet. Did they? I didn't see that yet, but again, it will be in early access pricing, as far as I'm aware. And oh my god, look at that! Sorry, I'm distracted. Oh, hold on. Oh my god, yes, platforms. This has been one of my biggest criticisms because there was no platform in the game so far, and now you have and semi-walls. Oh, hold on. Yes, look at that. And balcony kind of types. So many things of my feedback. Not sure if it's only been my feedback, but I know that it's been in the Discord. A lot of feedback has been around the fact to do roofs and specifically these places. Oh my god! Oh come on! Look at it! It's looking. Jesus, the industrial style and everyone. Look at all the little stuff, and it's like it's not that it looks good only. You can really customize all these things to your liking. Let's have a look if they talk about this.
A lot of unique and
Just so good.
exciting works. Share
Damn
your
it.
creations on Canvas and enjoy them
Damn
with
it.
other players.
Kane, basically from the editor, as far as I'm aware, you can basically do any type of body type you want now. This has been updated in the Discord channel a while ago, that the body shape now is not
Now,
limited anymore
let's
to
move
certain
on
things,
to
but you
an
can really change
edit
everything about your
that
body
our business team
depending
wanted
on muscle,
me to
fat, and
share.
so on. So
So
really
you
crazy.
can
And
get
there's
a
like so
glimpse
much
of
you can do.
InZOI through content
Look, there it
creator
is.
streams and
Drops for early
videos.
access demo. Influencer campaigns begins.
There's a
Huh?
random
What may that be?
challenge campaign that will start tomorrow.
So,
watch
maybe
streams and videos
You may check out the channel.
on InZOI.
Okay, so
and
I
you
think I
get
can
the
say
early
that now.
access
Can I?
keys
I'm just
and
hiding
Check
away.
it out.
If I mean, okay, you're watching the stream, you know that I knew the stream. Oh, look, price,
As I
guys,
mentioned earlier,
price.
InZOI
Here
is
we
not
go.
yet a finished product. There is still a lot of room
Let's
for
have a look
improvement.
what this is.
think The more players participate, the better the game will become. With this in mind, we have internally decided to offer early access at the most reasonable price possible.
So let's have a look. I don't even know
this
the price
is
yet.
The price we came up with.
Ooh.
But as a developer, I think InZOI still has a lot to improve on. So this is what we're going to do. Until there's the full launch,
This is
all updates and DLCs will be provided
This
for
is
free.
pretty
And that's the
fair.
decision we at
This is
in the
pretty
studio
damn fair.
came up with.
$40. This is almost
Now,
an indie title.
In order for this promise to mean anything, the development team has to
I
continue
mean, if you consider other games that have been launched
are
lately,
committed
that
to
certainly could have been in
continuing
early
the
access
development
as a full price
and
title.
committing to
This is a
roadmap.
super fair price point.
So here's our roadmap. To highlight the major updates in
Is
May,
that-
we will introduce
Oh my
some
lord,
modding
look at that,
features.
guys. In the first update in May, we will have access to that's something I didn't even know, to a mod kit via Maya Blender. I certainly won't do this because I don't have the time for that. But knowing you can mod actually, and I know from the comments on all those InZOI videos I made, people want to mod, and you can then mod stuff like fashion and so on in the game. Look at that. Changes to weight and oh, look at that muscle adjustment. Kane, you've been heard as well. So I knew that this was a part in the feedback they have talked about in Discord. So I was wrong. It's not in the first early access, but it's coming in update 1. They already had like an article about that that they will get this. Adoption system is something people have been requesting. I love it. And we will get a build mode update, which is also great. Then we have got the update 2, which is meant for August. Ghost play. Yeah, swimming pools and swimming. Look at that. Oh my god. Wait, you've been too quick. Memory system. This has been... Oh, wait, can we... I don't want to... I don't want to go back, but... Oh my god, look at that. December update. Creator ZOI improvements, mod updates, new outfits, indoor temperature. Okay, this is... Oh, indoor temperature. That is interesting. That is interesting, my friends. Indoor temperature means that you will also pay attention to heating and pricing. Gosh, they have been thinking about everything. This is really, 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 really great. Hold on. What's that
Air
plushy
Company
thingy?
on the 28th.
So, yeah, 28th is the day for you Europeans and me
we have a lot
to
of
access
people
the
joining us
game, which is going to be great. I can't wait for
chat.
that.
Let's have our live Q&A session. We have someone special here alongside me. We have Joel here.
발표하시느라 너무 고생 많으셨습니다.
Hello.
선생님.
This is Joel.
Thank you so much for the
이제
great
Q&A를
presentation,
본격적으로 이제
Ki-jun.
시작하려고 하는데요.
So we want to start the
지금
Q&A
현재
session.
채팅을 통해서 많은 분들께서 이제 좀 참여해
We
So,
have
we're going to go
a
into
lot
a
of people
Q&A now.
leaving
I'm very excited to see what people came up
comments
with
in the
questions.
chat.
And we try to catch them up.
There's a link where you can leave your comments and questions.
So, just as I said earlier, this guy over here, K-Jun, he's the most genuine person, and I can't tell you how many times he's been praising the EA team behind The Sims. He has been socialized and growing up with The Sims as a genre, so he knows what he's talking about. It's not like that he tries to kind of crush them or beat them. He's really inspired by The Sims, and he wants to make something better, which is really, really crazy. Now I wish I looked for specs for this game before I bought a PC. But Mike, actually, they have showed a graphic comparison. You can find this on their YouTube channel, and it's relatively fair.
Hello everyone, my name is Maddie, or Sock. I'm a cozy life sim gamer here in the USA. You may have seen me before because I was fortunate enough to play InZOI in the previous playtest. But one aspect of InZOI that I found surprisingly time-consuming while playing was sleeping, because one in-game day is equivalent to 96 real-life minutes. A large portion of game playtime is going to be towards sleeping, which isn't very interactive.
Okay, so just jump in. Unfortunately, I would have been part in this Q&A as well, but yeah, there was a bit of an issue with the communication, and so I joined in a little bit later in that campaign. I've had the chance to bring in my feedback in a written appeal, and I know for a fact that certain things that I brought in were also fixed. But this point over here that a cotton sock brings in, who's been playing this game also from the first playtest as well, and she's been producing some cool stuff, is something I was also very aware of. It is super crazy long till the game goes from day to day because it's all real life. But let's hear what K-Jun is saying about
Playtest
this,
was
because
7
there is a
months
fix
ago.
for that.
Back then,
시간이 하루를 이제 1배속으로
the play time was at
현실 시간이 걸리기 때문에 그 중에서 이제 3분의
X1 speed,
이제 자는 시간으로만
and
합하면 대략 30분 정도
she had to
걸리잖아요.
spend
Maybe I
one-third
think
of
that's
the
not really a danger. I think
in-game
that's
day
really not a
for
danger.
sleeping.
I love the book, by
And
the
we
way, on the
wanted
table here with the stoicism.
provide 5X and other speeds. So, were there any updates?
Let's
Okay,
hear about
I am
this.
very aware of this issue. We are simulating the outer world, not just the household, as you know. So if
I'll
you
get to that concern in a
speed
second.
up the
Let's first of
simulation,
all
it's
hear
going to
the
be a big
answer.
problem. So what we do is optimize simulation.
네네네.
And if you go to options, there are 3 game speeds that you can utilize. And the most important thing is you can actually enable speed that speeds up the sleeping time 30 times. I think that might be confusing to our players. You're not just controlling your ZOI, but you can also control the family members. So will this take effect as soon as your ZOI sleeps? No, your entire family has to be asleep in order for this to take effect.
강제였으면 하는 걸로 이렇게 이해가
Okay.
네, 그러면 다음 질문 넘어가.
So
Alright,
let's move
so
on to the next question.
This is pretty
We have a question
interesting.
from Rennkamel. Let's watch that video.
Okay, wait a second. Let's first of all get into that question.
Hello, I'm Rennkamel. I'm a live simulation YouTube creator from Korea. Since there are currently a set number of shops available on the map,
Parts.
is there any chance that users will be able to add or place their own shops in the future? If so, I'm
Ooh,
curious
shops,
how
that's a
this
good
feature
question.
could be implemented. Okay, that's a surprising question because I'm the least confident about careers in this build. I wasn't able to touch shops at all. So in InZOI, there are stalls. You click on it, and if there are any rocks or fish that you have, you can put it on the stall, and it can enable sell feature.
Okay,
And-
I know about this feature. This is why I'm jumping in to explain. It's a bit hard to catch otherwise. So first, go back to the sleeping feature. This has been a pain in the playtest, the first question that was posted. And so they found a solution for that. Apparently, you can speed up the game now by choosing different time frames for a full day. They have an option for different ones, so you can set up 1 hour being actually 60 minutes. So it's a real-time simulation if you fancy, but you can go all the way down to, I think, 4 minutes per hour. And then you can even speed this up by 4 times. So that's going to be interesting. But you can also, oh, hold on for the next question. Oh my God.
And here is my question. Will there be any implementation of graphical upgrades in the future? Features like DLSS4 or the new Unreal Engine 5 lighting mechanics that look to improve performance while also having really good looking environments?
I mean, they're working with NVIDIA. It would be very
플레이테스트에
Okay, so New World.
그 당시에도
He
좀
participated in the last
Oh my God,
playtest
Mr.
as well.
Scottish.
이런
Why?
부분에서 되게 자부심이 있으셔가지고 그 저희 그래픽
You were
세팅에서도
really
But I appreciate that you're here.
모든
But I very much appreciate it.
confident about the graphical elements.
또 질문도 또 그렇게 어울리시는 것 같네요.
I
이제
think he's asking
그래픽적으로 어떤
questions
개선
about
사항이
that as
계획되어
well.
있으신지
So what do
모르시는데
you
이제
what are
예시로
your
몇 가지
plans
주신
for
게
this?
이제 DLS 중에서 DLS4를
He
혹시 이제
mentioned
나중에
DLS4, if you have plans to add that, and you're using Unreal Engine 5, and there are a lot of lighting features there. That's a great question, New World. We are using DLSS3
Uniklass,
at the
oh my
moment,
God.
and we're researching DLSS4. And
Okay, that's
I
good.
had-
So just to finish the point about the sleeping, so you will be able to speed up 30 times if your entire family sleeps. That's kind of how it is in Minecraft almost. If everyone is in bed, you can jump the night, and I really like that. It's really, really cool. It's like hugging a camel. Yeah, exactly. Smash the like button is like hugging a camel, and who does not want to hug the camel? And now it's also good to understand that they have an upgrade on the graphics over time, and DLSS4 is going to become a thing, which is good because many affordable graphics cards in the futures will have this kind of frame sampling option, and then you will be able to play this game on a much, much better rate. For the other question afterwards, very interesting. You can sell your own stuff inside of InZOI via some stalls, but in the future, you'll be even able to just kind of open shops. You can even have a flower shop or something like that. That's a virtual influencer over
hello,
here.
I'm a simulation game YouTuber called Baby Happa. My question is about how Zoes die. I think a lot of people
Oh my God.
are interested
Now
in the
we are
different
back.
ways
We are
of
up until the
dying in
point where
game
Zoes
because
die.
we
Okay,
can't
well, we're gonna
experience
check this.
death in real life.
Are you gonna stream on Twitch as well
experienced
again in the
that
future? I used to watch
once
over there.
while playing
Mike,
InZOI,
yes,
and
most
I found
definitely.
the process quite
Most
interesting.
definitely. More about that
There
in a
was a
minute.
relatively realistic flow of mental stress coming from unmet needs, which led to counseling sessions at the hospital, and so on. It took quite a bit of time for the Zoe to die of extremely unsatisfied needs. Are there any other types of
Okay,
death?
I know, but we're getting to a point where we will have
One
a lot
of
of
the biggest
secondary
features in this
markets.
game is death. In InZOI, we have a lot of different types of death because life comes with death. In InZOI, you could go to the bathroom, and if you slip, you might die.
Oh my
Or
God,
if
what?
you eat
You can slip and die in the bathroom.
old food,
That's about the most
you might have to go to the
common death,
bathroom
I
and
guess.
again die.
No,
And
but
when you fix broken down electronics, you might get electrocuted, so you need to be careful. And I made the chance
like
really
that.
low, but actually electronics can very often break down.
so also this is something very nice. If you are into this game, I highly, highly recommend going into Discord. Kjun is really active in there, and there are always like surveys and so on. And one of these surveys in the past has been if robbery, which was something that evolved through the AI, the AI implementation, and they wanted to take that out, but then people said no, let's leave it in. And now being a thief is becoming a valid option for the virtual InZOIs to follow as a path for their careers. And you can also become then police officer, and you have to kind of try to stop the virtually created or AI created robbery in game. It's kind of crazy. And so he also always debates with people how to implement certain things. And as you see, if you don't have the skill level in electricity and you want to fix some stuff, you can die from it because you don't have the profession to fix your stuff yourself. So you better call someone over to do it. And they also talked about that in the future, neighbor will have like the neighborhood can help each other with their different skills. So yeah, very, very interesting. That
Very
topic is very
direct.
interesting.
We have, like I reiterate, we have a simulation, and like that's and this type of thing is a part of the game. Another thing I wanted to mention about deaths is that you could get hit by cars, so you might want to be careful
not
around
by my
cars.
car.
이제 게임을 통해서 배우게 되는
Yeah,
거죠.
you learn through the game that
네, 그러면 다음
you should be
질문으로
afraid of death,
넘어가면요.
I guess.
이제 에마 니콜
We have
님께서,
another question
마침
from
또
Emma
운전 관련
Nicole.
질문이라고 하시네요.
Oh, it's
그래가지고
actually a question
들어보고
about
또
cars and
답변을
driving.
들어보도록 하겠습니다.
Oh, let's talk
hear
about, yeah,
her question.
cars. Where's my car?
Hi, I am Emma Nicole, a gaming content creator from the UK. So, drivable cars have been a hot topic in the InZOI community. So, what challenges did you face implementing them? And ultimately, what led to your decision on how cars function in gameplay?
역시 인플루언서님이시다 보니까
Yeah.
그 다른 분들이 관심사에
Influencers
대해서 되게, 언급을 많이 해주신 것 같아요. 그래가지고
really
말씀
know about what
지난
hot topics are in the community.
공개하면서
So as we were releasing
Let's talk about cars. Let's
gameplay
do
from the
that.
previous
He's
build,
Scottish.
the hot topic was cars, and driving.
I'm very
생각하시는
curious
It's
about that
actually
one, by
very
the way.
common to see these types of things in life
조금 어려운
simulations.
점이 많으셨을 것
And
같다라는 그 예상을 하셨나 봐요.
I
그리고
think they were
혹시 실제로 그렇게
expecting,
어려움이
or
있으셨다면 좀
Emma Nicole
설명해
was
주셔도 좋을 것 같아요.
expecting you to have hit some difficulties, knowing that this is a difficult
전선
feature to implement.
막 이렇게 시뮬레이션이 되거든요.
Yeah, actually, we have
저희가
300
처음에는 너무
cars in the
순진하게
city.
순수하게
At
만들었습니다.
first,
그러다
we were
보니까
very naive in implementing
상상해
this
보시면 이런
feature.
건데 저희가 운전을 할 때는
When
신호등이
you
녹색이잖아요.
drive,
네.
the
그리고 제가
traffic lights are
신호등을
green,
건널 때
right?
녹색인데 어느 한쪽이
300
길어지면
cars.
왼쪽은
That's
불편해지는
And the
거죠.
we have pedestrian signals
제가
too. But
운전할
if the
때
traffic lights
내내 신호등이
are
녹색이
green
되면
for a long time, then the
저희들은
pedestrian
횡단보도 앞에
signals are
잔뜩
short.
모여서
So
길을
if the
못
traffic
건너게
lights are
되죠.
always green when you're driving your car, then the ZOIs will just gather in front of the crosswalk and they won't be able to cross.
이 문제를
And
해결하는 게 너무
vice
어려웠어요.
versa
그리고
for
해결이 안 돼가지고
longer pedestrian signals.
어떤 이런 교통 시스템에 대한 거를 찾아보러
So
갔더니
I looked
거기에도
up
비슷하게 써있는 게
traffic
있더라고요.
systems,
그래서
and
동적으로 이렇게 신호등과
there
체계를
was
교통경찰관
something
분들이
about
아,
조절해준다고요.
조절을
traffic
한다고요?
police
그래서
actually
저희는
intervening
그 1년
and
내내
adjusting
이
the
교통
signal.
시스템에 엄청 고생을 했고요.
So we studied a lot
나름은
about the
그래도
traffic
최선을
systems
다해서 정리를
in the
했는데
year.
물론
We
여전히
tried
아직은
to
부족한
kind of
부분이
organize what we
많습니다.
learned and
그래서
implement in the
이번에
game, but of
안타깝게도
course there's still a lot
자동차
of room for
운전을
improvement.
저희가 실험 기능으로
Unfortunately,
뺐습니다. 그래서
driving
자동차를
is
자유롭게 운전하시려면
an experimental
옵션에
feature.
들어가셔서
So if you want to
실험
manually
기능을
drive your car,
활성화하시면
you
이제
can
수동
turn
운전이
on
가능하시고요.
the experimental
그러지
feature
않으면
to
좀
test it
자동
out.
운전으로만
If
이동할 수
not,
있다는
you can
점을
only
좀
drive
많이 양해해 주십시오.
through
그럼
auto
유저분들
driving.
입장에서는 이걸 좀 오해하실
Okay,
수 있으니까
And
so
players-
again,
정확하게 말씀드려야
very
되는데
interesting. That you can see that in this game everything is interconnected, and as you said, Kane, the randomness is becoming more and more of a thing because now, as the groundwork is done, everything is kind of holding together and working together. But that also leads to the driving being very interesting. Let's hear the next question.
Hi, Ms. Zoe from the official InZOI China fan page. I am a simulation game creator based in China. I've been following InZOI since the play test last year. I really love the game. Recently, while playing the game, I had a question. Are there any plans to introduce multiplayer in InZOI? And
Multiplayer.
if so,
Always,
how do you
always a
envision
good
the
question.
multiplayer feature
Always
to
a
work?
good question.
제가 중국어를 이해하는 사람이 아니어가지고
Well, actually,
사전에
I don't
이거
understand
제가
Chinese,
가져와서
so
이거
we
읽어드리도록
got
하겠습니다.
this pre-translated. Let
저
me read
참
that.
많은 분들의
네.
관심사인 것 같은 게
I believe a lot of people are
인조이는 앞으로 이제
interested
멀티플레이
in
기능, 이제 온라인 멀티플레이
this,
말씀하시는 거죠. 그
like,
기능을
Is there
online
like a no word in
multiplayer.
Korean for multiplayer?
Does InZOI have
만약에
plans to
있으시다면
release online multiplayer?
Funny to listen to.
If so, how do you envision
일단
that
인조이를
feature
개발하면서
to
정말
work?
멀티플레이에 대한 질문이
I mean,
너무나
there is
많이
none in
받았어요.
Yes, we've
German.
received a
Like,
lot
at
of
least not
questions
in
about
Japan.
multiplayer
제가
in
한
ZOI.
20여
I thought about
년
why,
넘게
and
MMORPG를
I've been
만들어서 그런 것
thinking
같아요. 예,
maybe it's
MMORPG가
because I've
멀티플레이다
built
보니까 그럴 수도 있고,
MMORPGs for the past
또는
20
이제 이
or so
장르의
years.
유저분들이 멀티플레이를 정말 기대하신다면
If our players
Maybe no
really
worries, no worries. But
anticipate
there's going to come
multiplayer,
a lot.
maybe that's
Um,
why.
생각했던 게
So there's no multiplayer at this point, and I know that they potentially look into it, but at the moment there is no multiplayer planned for the next updates. But I'm going to take the chance here to break it down because in fact it also is kind of hard for me to follow question, then you have the translation. But apparently, as you've seen that the influencer campaign is starting by tomorrow, you can expect obviously some stuff from myself as well. Maybe not as much as I wish to because at the moment my time is very limited. But for those of you who've been following along, you know that I've been very much blown away by the first playtest, and I certainly can't tell anything right now because the date is not here. The only thing I can say is that from tomorrow on, you better check out the channel. But many of the things that you said, Kane, you don't really need to worry about too much. Just follow along what the improvements of the next build are, and what they have announced over the last weeks is really crazy. A lot of the things I haven't even tested because they're not in the version as far as I am concerned, but it's going to be in the next version and in the May update and so on. I've played so many games as a first look, and I've tried so many indie developers touching upon this genre. I know how hard it is, but I've already been, and I genuinely mean this if I say this. I'm not paid for this one over here. Obviously, I am in contact with them. I've been invited to the playtest. There is always a tad of a bias. I will not, try to hide that, but as you know from my content of all these years, I always try to stay as much balanced and honest as I possibly somehow can. And I have been really not that I didn't have that many high expectations when I was playing the playtest last year, but it has blown me away completely. There's a lot you can really not experience via videos. You have to experience yourself, so you better try when the game launches into early access. It's crazy. Let's listen to the next one.
I'm Luque. I'm a French
Ooh, that's
creator on Twitch
low.
and YouTube. I'm playing a lot of games, simulation games, survival games, and more.
I'm Enes, or Noémie Stinguet. I'm on YouTube and Twitch, and I play simulation games. Thank you for having us today. We have a few questions for you. We were part of the playtest in August, so we're glad to be
Yay,
here.
welcome, Mike Sprue.
Directly some questions.
How much drama can we expect in the game? Player loves tension and conflict in gameplay. To what extent can we be mean to the ZOI? And on the other hand, how kind can we be?
Will these events unfold naturally? For example, can cheating, behavioral changes, or other relationship twists happen on their own?
It's not on my end. This video seems to be very low that they have recorded that. Sorry for that.
오, 네. 이거는 어차피
Okay, but it's a very good
그
question.
발표에서도
Mr.
살짝
Kane, you
You
should
did touch
be very,
upon this slightly in the presentation, but
you should be very aware of
There's
this
also
question, Mr. Kane,
drama.
because this is exactly
Life
what you
is not
meant
always
about the
peaceful.
randomness and so
There's
on,
some
and the
conflict.
conflict in relationships. Let's listen what Kjun is saying to that, because I know for a
Betrayal
fact
and stuff.
that there is also a
There's
big
the spicy
change
stuff
in
in
comparison to the early
And
playtest.
when you
되게 관심이
presented,
있으셨던 것 같은데
I
어떤 게
recall
있으실까요?
you said you were very interested in this.
지난번
Is
비디오보다
there
저희가 다르게
anything?
발전시킨 거는 이제 과거에는 저희가 뭐 조엘린과 대화를 하면
Yeah,
조엘린의
previously,
관계나
when I was
상태,
talking
그걸
with
저를
Joel,
좋아하는지 싫어하는지
you
이제
could
적극적으로 보여줬는데
specifically
네.
tell
그런 걸
whether
저희가
that
좀 가렸습니다.
you
일부러.
liked
그래서
me or
뭐
hated me or
관계
not.
기록이라는
But
걸
now
만들어서
we've kind of
천천히 그
made it
사람에 대해서
more
알아나거나
vague, so you can
정보를
infer the
습득할 수 있게
relationship.
만들었고요.
You can pick up on
그리고
information
질문하신 거에서 제가 딱
through these
맞는 것과
conversations
생각은 안
and try to
되는데
infer the
제가
relationship.
인조를 만들면서 저희는 조이한테
Another thing
한국말로
we
이게
added
통역이
is
되실지 모르겠지만
not sure if this will translate well,
찐이라고 하는
but
한국말로요.
we have
이게 뭐냐면 이제
네.
저희는 사실 하나의 사람으로서 뭔가
네.
감정의 변화가 막 심하잖아요.
really
오, 네네네.
네, 저는
up-
사실 이 장면을 할 때
severe ups and
물어보고 싶었어요.
downs.
막 길거리에 나가서 막 소리도 지르고
Ooh, that's
So,
interesting.
I mean, Zois could suddenly go out in the street and like yell.
그런
Like I
어떤
kind of wanted to do
상호작용도
that,
많이 넣었어요.
아, 근데
but
이런
I
부분이 이제
think
어떻게
we
보면 PD님과
succeeded in
진짜
adding
안
some
어울릴
of
것
those
같기도 한데
interactions.
왜냐면
Okay, so this
I mean,
paired with the smart Zoe feature, which is coming, driven by AI, driven by the traits you gave them, and the more you build your Zoe and then you switch over to another one, your old Zoe will keep on the track, the path. You have to find it to go, and they can randomly feel like very depressed or very happy or very emotional all of a sudden, and just kind of build upon what you've certainly created them to be. But it also means that you can't do what I did in my playtest and just randomly cheat on your partner and become multiple dad from from a couple of partners. I mean, that was for science, okay? So, okay. That was for science. Don't add me. But yeah, it's a very good feature that we now have a lot more variety in the way relationships work. And I mean, certainly for a playtest like that, you wanted players to be very quick in building up relationships to see how it works. But in the final game now, in the early access, you will have a lot more to work for your relationships. You have to get all the infos out of the conversations, and you have to really work hard for getting a relationship. And the traits and the different styles of playing will mean that it's not possible to get into a proper relationship with every other Zoe if they don't match up. So that's going to be very interesting to see how this really plays out in in cooperation with the smart InZOI feature, which is driven by AI. So really, really curious to see what this is going to
Watch
be
that video and
happening
move on to the
in the game.
questions.
안녕하세요. 조이로 인사드리는 방장나라.
Hello, I'm Pangjang Rara, here as a Zoe. I'm a YouTuber based in Korea, specializing in life simulation games and building games. I love games that involve decorating spaces, so when I played InZOI, I enjoyed walking around the one and Bliss Bay as if I was traveling or taking drives with my car. I especially found there were all these details even in the small alleys and tiny decorations. Did you make on-site surveys to design the maps, or do you have any personal favorite places that you incorporated? I'm curious to know if there were any special considerations or stories behind the
Okay,
creation of the
I'm not
maps,
sure if
and
you're so much
there
into
are
that one. This is an
any
interesting
hidden
question for those
Easter
who
eggs
are
or unique
interested.
places you
But
could give us hints to look out
Easter eggs is a good one. Well, let's first of all hear
정말
if he says something about Easter eggs.
Wow, this is a
사실
fun
이렇게
question to
개발자가
answer.
이 게임을 만들 때 뭔가
When
여러 도시를
developers
이렇게
make
탐방하고 그래서
games, you might
역시
imagine that
인조이
we
세계라는 게 딱 맞겠구나
visit a lot of different cities and pick one, but we did not get to do that. 도원 in InZOI was just based on my neighborhood. So it's not an Easter egg per se, but in a corner of Dowon, you might be able to find the house that I live in. You can't really interact with it, but it is there. And we do have Easter eggs in the game. So if you explore...
That's interesting. Okay, so to the two maps they have in-game, they... Yeah, I gotta admit, Kane, I'm not a big fan of these virtual characters anyways, not only pointing at InZOI, but just in general. They've been around for a while now. It's not really my stuff, but, people seem to like it. But yeah, back to this question, I love the fact that, there is so much personal stuff involved. You can even find Kejun's house in here, as you said, which is kind of crazy. But... also that there will be Easter eggs in-game, and the influence of real cities, apparently, as you've seen for Bliss Bay and so on, is there. But yeah, let's see. The story says
also are kind of a hint. So hope you
these
enjoy.
things are a hint. That was very much obvious
Alright,
as it's
now
been
we're
on
done
the...
with the pre-compiled questions. Now we'll move on to the live questions we received.
Okay, I'm just going to mute them for a second,
We'll try to answer as
because
many
I'm only
questions as
streaming for like
possible, but
15
due
minutes or so,
to-
because then I really have to get to bed. But
might not be able to answer
this
all
game
We'll
is
do our best.
massive, okay? This whole world they're creating is massive. And
question that
let's-
caught my eye.
이제 크리에이트 스튜디오 이제 열었잖아요.
We've
그
opened
열게 되면
Creative
거기서
Studio
만드는
demo.
이제 크리에이션을
The
창작물을
creations from the
그거를
demo.
이제 본 버전에서 본 게임에서 이어서
Can
플레이할 수
we
있는 거예요.
play them in the early access release or the full release? Yes, you can, but their save file might encounter an error if they're a different version. But if you upload them to Canvas, you can move them.
Okay,
to
just a quick heads up for those who don't know. This game will feature an in-game Steam workshop, if you will. The canvas basically is acting like an in-game Steam workshop. So you can upload your own creations, your own characters, your own faces, your own fashion, whatever, and share it with other people in the world and use, obviously, stuff from others. So the whole creation place will become essentially the biggest marketplace ever in-game, where you can exchange all these things. I know for a fact, when I was playing the latest playtest that the last year, that the blueprints work pretty nice. You can create a room, select a room, create this as a blueprint, and then you can just basically copy-paste this room, not only into different save files, but also within the same save file you're in. So if you want to build a multi-story house, for example, you can just create like let's say, a general layout of the house, and then the rooms within that you can just create yourself, and then plop them all in by having your blueprint, like go from story to story to story, and then plop the different blueprints in, which is going to be very fun to see how that plays out. They have made a couple of adjustments, as far as I know, to the system, so that multiple people can live in a multi-story house. That is going to be also very cool to see. But yeah, so this is a huge thing for them, with the different type of ways of playing the game with the workshop.
Be great for InZOI. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So next question is about the roadmap, or the actual maps in InZOI. Will there be expanded maps in the open world? Okay, so we are creating the next city right now, and the cities in the build can be expanded. There will be added areas like a department store. That's what I really want to put in the one. So that's a sneak peek. We
that's
don't want
cool.
to just add land spaces. We want to add more functional areas like the department store example I gave. Okay, so next
That is
question
cool.
is
That's
about
very
the
cool. So the
base
maps
system
will
we
be
have.
updated over time and become bigger and more versatile, which
Are
is
there
very
any
good. And new maps
changes that will
apparently can.
occur as the Zoe relationship matures?
절친과는
So love these little things in the background here, by the way.
How about friendship? What if friendships get older? What happens? Okay, I think I'm pretty confident about this feature. As you have older and deeper relationship with your friend, you'll have different levels of conversations you can have. Let me give you an example with the engagement. So if you meet a friend when you get engaged,
That's a very
your
good
friend
feature, by
might
the way.
say something like this: "Are you really going through with this marriage?" It's a thing that a close friend can only say, right? So this type of new conversations
So
might
this is
arise.
something I've seen in one of the devlogs, or it was called the K June's Concerns, basically in Discord, and he was talking a lot about this, and I think this is something never been seen before in games like that. I'm also very curious to see how that plays out in the future, but depending on the level of friendship, you'll be able to ask certain questions that potentially would feel off for many people, but as you're being close friends to another Zoe, you are able to ask these questions, but they will also then influence the decision making of your friend. So if you are not playing the other character, but he's become your friend, and you're like questioning his life decisions, he will take upon that knowledge in his life path as well, and the better friends you are, the more impact your questions have on their life path, which means you can actively kind of create a bit of a almost like kind of control over another Zoe that you don't really control by being a close friend. So you can really question them about if they have made the right decision to move into another house, or if they have the right decision to get into a relationship with a certain person. Very interesting to see how that really plays out, but having this feature in game is kind of crazy, to be honest. Having this level of control, making actual friendships meaningful in this game or in a live sim game is something I haven't seen. You better tell me if there is something in the comments as well. If you're watching live, that's cool. But if you're like watching this later, tell me in the comments, because I'm very curious to see if I overlooked this. But I think in most of the live sim games, the most obvious goal is to create a real love relationship and then create a family, create kids. Sounds wrong, but become parents multiple times, maybe 100 times. Like everything evolves around the love relationship, but not so much about actual friendship. And so I'm very happy to have actual friendship as a feature. Let's listen in if we can catch the next one.
저희가 만약 성공한다면
But just hear me out.
콜라보 해보고 싶은 브랜드나
If
제품이 있다면 어떤 게 있을까요?
InZOI is
특정
a
브랜드
success,
말씀하시면 좀 위험하시면 좀
do you have any
어떤
collaborations that you want to have?
그런 것들이
Yeah, Hyundai
You
is
can
in
mention
game.
categories
that.
if you don't want
Don't
to
fool me.
mention brand names. I'm really curious about this one. Okay. A lot of different brands approached us for collaborations, actually. We were too busy with preparing for early access, and so we have a car company in the early access field. We got approached by a lot of jewelry brands as well. I like jewelry personally, so
진짜 예쁘잖아요.
we can
This is
show jewelry in a lot of detail. So I think I would like to collaborate with.
So this is not really a
If you want to work
question to
with
put
us,
away. It's really important to
call
actually
K-Jun.
to mention that. A big success in modern day games are corporations and integrations. If you look at, for example, some soccer football games, the reason why EA Sports FC or FIFA in the past has been so successful is not because it's a great game, but because it has all the licenses. The integration of licenses is becoming more and more important. Also in The Sims, they had cooperations with IKEA and so on. So seeing that they have been approached by many actual brands will be a major point for this game. And Hyundai, as being a Korean company, is a very good fit apparently, but they're also on a very high at the moment. Hyundai is becoming a huge brand in the world, leading the transition to EV cars. And when I saw this in the video right now, I was like, yeah, that's a perfect fit actually. But yeah, very interesting to hear more about integrations of brands, because that's massive for a lot of people.
We are ready to go with the full launch.
Okay.
So are you saying that you need the
I don't think they would do it, to be honest,
permission?
Kane, because this is then vice versa. This is
Yeah, I
basically
think we
the
have
big
to all agree
advantage
that
of
and be
focusing
on the
more on
same
real
page
life.
about this. Okay.
저희의 어쨌든 목표가
So
계속
nothing's set in
게임을
stone,
저희
and your
유저분들과 함께
goal
소통하면서
is
이렇게
to really
개발해나가면서
communicate with
발전해서
the players
유저들
and
괜찮다고 하실
complete
때,
the game.
네,
And
유저들
you want to
괜찮다고
wait
하실 때
This is, by the way,
until
something
the
they really
players
do.
are
The
okay with you.
communication with the community
Okay, let me
in the
put it this
Discord
way.
and everywhere
So-
is really, really great.
If I can say with confidence, we have
There is
4
so much
games.
they have.
I think that's
자연스러운
when
현상이
we
나타나네요.
can
네.
do the full launch.
좋습니다.
Okay.
네, 이거
That sounds
바로 또 밑에 있는
reasonable.
질문이지만,
Okay,
이거
there's another question
되나
right
모르겠네요.
after that question.
네.
무섭습니다.
I don't know if I can ask this
게임상에서
question, but let me go ahead.
비행기 같은 기능들.
How about airplanes?
날아다니는 그
Can we
지금
expect
현재로서는 뭐 차가 있는 것만으로도
flying
이미
objects?
대단한데.
I mean,
그
it's
Flying.
great that we have
날아다니는
cars
So there are other
already,
people of
but
the
can we
community
expect
who-
other
Oreo, where's Oreo?
flying
네, 그런
objects
것들이 뭐 나중에
in the
계획이라도
future?
있으실지 이제
Do you have any
궁금하네요.
plans?
차만 해도 힘들어서요.
Okay, cars have given us enough headache.
가능할지 모르겠는데.
I'm not sure if we are ready for planes, but let me share with you an anecdote. So we were working on something with the dev team, and one of the team members asked me about gliding feature. Hey, Keijun, how about if we enable people to glide? How about if we allow free falling,
Ooh,
slowly free falling from the building? I'm not sure about the airplanes yet. I don't think we're ready yet. Okay, not sure if I should
free
mention
falling
this, but
from houses, meaning skydiving or
you
something.
have experience making a game with flying objects, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
I do
play
have
unreal.
experience in that.
좀 질문이 저희가 다른
Okay,
This table
so
over here is so beautiful, by the way.
살짝 언급한 적이 있었는데
This has been
이번
mentioned in a
기회를
different
통해서 좀
channel.
상세하게
Okay, that's the last
말씀해
question we are
I think
actively
we should
catching, and then I'm going to do a
mention
bit of
this
an outro,
anyways.
and I gotta have to head to bed.
So,
But
감옥에
yeah, let's
Here
have a
we
look
go.
what that one is.
Can you also go to the jail? Yes, you can.
가셔서 갇히면 여러분들이
Okay, that was an
You
easy one.
are-
You can go to jail because if you are caught for robbery, you will be going to jail. All right. So, Kane, yes, I agree. But you'll have that always. And I mean, at the moment, it's relatively easy to maybe don't touch upon a company that is run by a crazy billionaire. But no, I mean seriously, it's always the problem you have, and there are not really that many games or brands that can have the luxury of not having these brands because the in-game brands are so freaking strong. And frankly, Planet Coaster is one of these examples. I think it has always been very clever of them to focus on the in-game brands and stress them more because this is building your own world a lot more easy. But then again, for a game like this, sometimes it feels off if you're like having a car like a Hyundai, for example, and you just kind of create some, like the only game that has ever just kind of mastered it is obviously GTA, with all the in-game brands that inspired by real-world brands, obviously, but still it works in its whole ecosystem. But I think it's very good in InZOI to have the experience because it will make the game feel more realistic and feel more true to life, which the game tries to emulate and simulate, basically. So maybe it's also, again, it's also part of life that sometimes brands kind of fall apart by certain decisions. And Tesla is a great example because Tesla has been leading the EV market and has been creating something very great for the world. And now Tesla, may actually fail because of the same thing that has been positive in the past. Elon Musk obviously driving a lot of this stuff by his outgoing personality in the past that, as long as he hasn't been touching too much upon politics, it was maybe not that much of a touchy topic, but now it is. But these things also become an issue with the game, maybe, but again, this may actually be realistic, that certain decisions will then drive to take a brand out of this game. Anyways, I will make the outro now. We are about an hour live already.
Featured ones? Is it possible to implement it and even have concerts? Like with
Concerts is
K-pop
the one.
idols can be jobs, right?
K-pop idols. Oh my
Right.
god, this
So-
is so cool. What? Hold on.
나중에 이제 도원의 어떤 무대에 서서 자신의
I think
공연을 하는 어떤
K-pop
그런 시스템을
idols
만들려고 하고 있습니다.
can be
그래서 뭐
created
그렇게 발전시켜 나갈 건데
and
아직은
under
좀 부족한 게
Atom
있어서
Entertainment
좀 많이
and
Okay, I still want to make the outro now. I mean, we're just a couple people watching this stream. It's in the middle of the night for a lot of followers on this channel. So maybe you're all tired, which I can understand. And maybe you're rewatching the stream later on. Here's a bit of an outro. So if you're interested, jump over to the InZOI YouTube channel. They are having right now the live Q&A. But the most things we took out of it, in the next couple of days, you will be faced with a lot of new info, a lot of new stuff, which is going to be great. But let me just tell you one thing. I have been working a lot together with a lot of different companies over the past years and a lot of different game companies. I've rarely seen anyone so involved and passionate about a project ever since the first days of Planet Coaster. And that is the most positive thing I can ever say, because it's such a project true to the heart of Mr. K. June in front of us here. And this game has not only a huge potential because it looks good, and this is some of the things many people are fooled by. Many people just say, yeah, it's just one of these Unreal 5 engine demos, blah, blah, that's not going to end up as a great game. But trust me, this one is really going there because they are so involved, they are so passionate about the project. These are all people growing up with The Sims and with a hard drive to create something mega that they have always wished this game could become. So I am so crazily excited for a game. I've never been so excited for a game for such a long time. Manor certainly has been a game that has really, really surprised me in the past, and InZOI is certainly the next one. And let's see if there's anything we can catch up on here, what they're doing before we end up over here, or if it's just like a little outro. Or was that already? Oh, look at that! This live stream has ended. So we are done. Oh my god, look at that. So we can actually do properly the outro. Look at that. We've actually seen the full stream. All right, cool. Guys, thank you for tuning in the middle of the night if you have, or if it's other daytime for you. I know Kane may be a bit more happy today because it's been a much more, reasonable time for you. But then I'm going to take the time real quick to also, but let me just jump back to the roadmap, because there was something in the roadmap I have not seen. So wait, was that over here? Where's the roadmap? They talked about the roadmap. I want to see this one thing in the roadmap, what is going to be entered sooner than later. Was that over here? Where is the roadmap? Demo? There's the roadmap. Hold on. There we go. Okay, so update 3, this is the one. Hello YouTube, Aska, good evening. How did you find the live stream? Well, there was some very good info in there. It's obviously hard to catch with all the translations, live translations and so on. But this one over here is a very interesting. So let's just quickly jump back into it. So we have the update to Ghost Play Swimming Pools. Is something people have been asking so much about. I'm also very interesting. And we have got the parenting improvements. That's the one thing I wanted to get into. Parenting is something they have been very focused on in the feedback on Discord, and I can't wait to see. Also, look at these flippers down here. It's going to be very interesting to see how they are implementing that, but obviously parenting is very important for people in a live sim game like this. And then hotkey customization is again something I noticed in the the German translation was something, okay. So yeah, I just lost it. The hotkeys is something I really was annoyed about in the playtest, because there are so many keys that I'm used to having. Just a simple example, a spacebar for me is pause a game, or if you have control over a ZOI, then it might be jumping, okay. Spacebar is either jumping or pausing a game, but in the playtest, spacebar was switching your family members. So apparently I was switching the members like crazy and creating a massive lag on my computer because I was spamming the space bar for certain things, and then I was always switching my ZOI. So very happy that I hopefully can finally change this, because my god, I needed to really crack my mind to not do that all the time. Now anyways, more Homes UX improvements, which is great. There are a couple of things I would have loved to be improved, and again, what I really love, and Kjun, the person you can see in here, the lead director of the game, he is so freaking involved, and he's asking you back if there's something of the feedback they don't understand. They come back to you asking more about this to understand it better and then implement that. One thing I'm so happy to announce that it is going to be in-game because of my talk to Kjun, is, I don't know if they've officially talked about that, but I saw that in the improvements. And I know for a fact that that was because of my discussion. And it's funnily enough, it's one of the most discussed points in my review video in the comments. I think 10% of the comments evolved around the fact that I said pregnant woman cannot do sports, which this phrase is wrong if you take it without context. I said pregnant woman cannot do all type of sports and definitely should not do all type of sports. In the old demo, in the playtest, a woman who were pregnant still could do heavy weightlifting, technically could go surfing, technically could, it's not in game, but they potentially would have been able to go skiing. And even though realistically it is obviously possible, there are certain sports you should definitely avoid being pregnant. So either you do implement a certain risk of losing your kid, which is a very hard topic, and I know about that. Also psychologically, you need a warning for a game then, because it, you know, is certainly something you shouldn't put into a game without thinking about this properly. Or you should have certain sport elements that are not accessible once you're being pregnant. And even better than that, we have 3 stages. So the 3 trimesters of a pregnancy are simulated in InZOI, which means you even have the chance to do certain things according to the trimesters you're in. So in the first trimester, you can obviously do more sports and more versatile sports over to the third one, which not only because of the danger of hurting yourself and the kid, it's also just being not physically able to do anything. So don't take me, don't take it in the wrong kind of course if I say this. I, by any means, doing sports during pregnancy is even healthy, but the type of sports is important to consider. So very happy that they have been looking into that. Also, you can see the Kuchinku, the Cast Island South Asian inspired city is coming soon. I can't wait to see the city. It always looks so good in the previews. Also, the fact that you can take on freelance jobs is so cool. So you can become an in-game art director if you want to, and then work from home in-game. Gosh, talking about this sounds so freaking weird, guys. Imagine sitting there like, yeah, I'm doing a freelance job as an art director in InZOI, working from home in my virtual home from home. This is nuts. But yeah, so I am very curious. I have some very cool ideas what I can do for the content in the next coming weeks. So really make sure to watch this place. I'm gonna go to bed now. Very much need to. And I hope you guys enjoyed this late night stream. I hope you enjoyed watching this later on. If you re-watch this, thank you so much for tuning in. And consider subscribing to the channel. We will be featuring this game a lot as part of the influencer campaign. You're gonna see some content very soon. I can't wait to show this to you. And yeah, have a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and I talk to you in the next one. Until then, stay safe, have a good time, and bye. Bye, 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 bye.